Hey boys, welcome back to some more Nrl Supercoach. It's going to be the pre-lockout discussion of round 13. So, yeah, no Thursday night footy apart from obviously the women's state of origin on tonight. But Friday night, we're kicking off with the Dragons Newcastle game, and we will we'll go through. We'll go through if I've decided what I'm doing with trades. We'll obviously look at sit starts, we'll look at captain, vice captain. And you know what, before we go to trades, I just want to have a look at what our 18 looks like at the moment, right? Before we make any trades. So, obviously Sandon Smith, dummy half, that's fine still. Terrell May, Lindsay Smith, Payne Haas, we'll be playing all those. Again, it seems like everyone's good to go. The one guy I was concerned with, Tino, it's come out that apparently no actual structural damage, just a laceration, black eye, that type of thing. So he should be sweet, and I'd imagine he'll want to play. And we do know nice and early he plays the second game, so it's fine regardless. But Tino should play. So yeah, Elikata, Olakwatu, Hosking, Tino, Horsburgh at the moment is a reserve. Lukey Metcalf, I'm still not entirely sure, but it'll either be Metcalf, Cleary, or Hughes. That's what I'll say about that. Jaden Campbell, obviously not an ideal matchup against the Storm, but we're obviously playing Campbell. It's fine. Lucas Sharp, Garrick, Billy Smith. I mean, obviously I'm not over the moon of playing Billy Smith for now. I mean, I guess it's out of... I guess you'd play Toya over Smith for now. Papenhuyzen and Drinkwater, and then our reserves. So yeah, Payne Haas, Tino, Horsburgh, and then I guess it's either Smith, Jenkins, King Tonga, or Lockie Hubner. You'd probably go Billy Smith, but obviously we're going to be making trades. So honestly, the 18's still okay, even with a bit of carnage. We do have a bit of cover, but not great cover. But yeah, it's still fine. We got plenty of loop options as well, so it could be a good little week for a free vice captaincy loop. So first man off the rip, Keon Kalamatangi is coming straight into the side. So, who are we trading out? Again, if there's a late scratching for Payne Haas or Tino, then I will... It depends. I still don't have to, but I would be much more inclined to get rid of one of these guys, take a bit of the cash on offer, and just the potential lack of minutes over this period. But you still don't have to. You still don't have to. If you never sell them, then it doesn't matter if they lose 150k. So we'll see what happens. But at the moment, I'm pretty keen to hold both. And the good thing is they both play earlier than my other trades. So then it comes down to Horsburgh, Lockie Hubner. Now, obviously on paper, just trading Hubner is it's the play, right? It is the play. Lockie Hubner, he has got a bit of cash to be made, but is he going to be making much more cash? He might get up to 400k, but it's not so much to do with him making more cash. It's more to do with Horsburgh. What's Horsburgh's break even? Shouldn't be that high. 64. You know, it does make the team stronger because I would play Horsburgh and Keon in that case. So I do... you probably just get rid of Lockie. I mean, Horsburgh's a trade out as well because I mean, everyone's talking like Horsburgh's going to get picked for game 2. And I guess in this case, we can still just hold him, right? You play him round 13. He plays Rabbitohs in round 14. Then he has the bye in round 15 anyway. If he makes Origin, then he's probably a trade out regardless. But even if he makes Origin, then he probably is definitely a trade out. Misses that round, then he'll miss 18 as well if he plays. You'd expect him to probably play both. If he doesn't play Origin, you could just still hold him for a bit of a number. He's still got a pretty decent schedule, so you could hold him. But I think holding him for a couple of weeks is okay. He might luke a bit of cash, but he could finally get a bit of attack. He could get the offload going, which would be nice against the Roosters this week. And then we'll see what we do with Horsburgh. I guess that the thing is, trading both of these guys at some point, I wonder who we're going to be looking to get in. So, before we move on, Lockie Hubner to Keon seems like the option. I could still go with Horsburgh to save cash, and that's the big thing here. As long as we've got the cash to, I guess, feel good about the next couple of weeks. So, Keon up. We still got 173k in the bank, which isn't, we're using a lot of cash on this trade. Keon is a must-have, I think, at this point. Like, obviously, if he goes back to the back row, then it's gonna not be great. But he's still at a good price. Playing through the middle, he's a different beast. So for now, we will put the reserve on Keon. Right. So 173k in the bank. With that money, we are now limited to what we do. Obviously, I was pretty keen on Zach Lomax this week. I'm not going to be able to go Jenkins up to Lomax. We got 694k. Lomax is, I think Lomax like 730. Yeah, 730. So we can't afford Lomax. There's no other... there's other good centre wing options, but honestly, I would want Lomax. You could still get in Lehigh. I still like the Lehigh play. I don't mind it. The other trade is obviously Metcalf. Now, Metcalf, we can definitely go to Jerome Hughes. Can we afford to go straight to Cleary? I think we should, right? I think we should be able to go straight to... We can't quite. I guess it makes our decision a bit easier because we just can't afford Cleary. But do we want Hughes? That's the question, though. He's been a bit banged up this season. Obviously, a couple of really good matchups. They take on Gold Coast and then the Cowboys at Amy Park. They miss round 15. Then they play 16, 17, 18, 19. So it's good for the rest. But I still think Cleary is the guy. Cleary and Hines. Obviously, you could just then hold Hughes until after Origin and then trade him to Cleary for the run home. But is that worth it? It's these two rounds, and Hughes and Cleary both have great draws for these two rounds. That's the kicker. And I talked about it. Metcalf is an interesting one because he also has a good matchup this week. But if you're trading Metcalf, and I do think Metcalf's a trade, the schedule now is pretty poor for the Warriors. They don't play the next two major buys. They don't have they take on the Sharks at Shark Park next week, so not a great matchup there. So if you're holding Metcalf for this week, it's a bit of a wasted opportunity to take the big points potentially, because if you trade Metcalf next week, then you only get one game from those two and then a bye. Obviously, Hughes isn't playing Origin, but you're not gonna get on Cleary. I guess the big thing is you're not getting on Cleary. If you don't get on Cleary this week, you're just waiting till after the Origin, right? So he plays 2 games here, very good games. They'd miss 15 anyway. Ivan Cleary apparently said he's not going to travel to New Zealand. Their Origin players aren't going to play New Zealand. Whether or not that actually happens, I mean, we'll find out. It's not an easy matchup, though, regardless. Then they take on the Dogs round 17. They miss 18 as well. Like, the schedule for Origin play is actually pretty good. And then they play the backup against Para, which they play the... Oh, yeah, I talked about this in the last video. It's pretty funny. But then, you know, Para, South, West, Gold Coast, Newcastle. It's a good little run coming up. Obviously, though, if I wanted to get Cleary, then I would have to trade Horsburgh over Lockie Hubner. That's the big one. That's the big one. Do you take the punt on Hughes? Do you take the punt on Jerome Hughes? Like, I don't have that many Storm players, and the Storm obviously have a pretty good schedule. Again, they're not playing 15 is a bit annoying, but they play Gold Coast, Cowboys, South after Origin, Sharks at Amy Park, tough game. Cowboys in the third major bye, which is really good, and then Newcastle backing up. Obviously, 19, you could go straight back to Cleary if you wanted to, or you could just play Hughes in that matchup if you weren't entirely confident of Cleary backing up. You don't know. Then you'd be wanting to get in Cleary ASAP. Obviously, you think plenty of things can go wrong, but that's sort of am I starting to lean on Jerome Hughes now? God, he's 620k. He's so cheap. He's dropped 180k. Like, he's got the points to be up at that 800k mark. He's done it many times. So obviously the injuries, he had a bye last week, so he should be a bit fresher, but that is the thing. He's had a bit of injury concern this season. Played 60 minutes, played 69 minutes, 40 minutes, 67 minutes. He has been getting spells, but obviously over Origin, you would expect him to really stand up. Munster and Grant would be probably the guys getting the spells. So, I don't know. I mean, 2024. I don't know. The points are like... the points just aren't that good, are they? Like, they're good. He gets on good runs. He has a couple of really good... Like, he went on a big run here. 117, 108, 90, 78, 101. Huge 5 weeks there. Bye, then 25, 60, 66, 66, 64. All that's pretty bad. I mean, I guess this was over Origin, right? So over Origin, he's gone 76. He had the bye in, I guess, game 1 of Origin. 117, 108, 90, 78, 101. The bye in the third game. But then he finished it with 132 and 187. I feel like I've scrubbed that game out of my memory. I don't remember. The Broncos getting... They must have got fucking flogged. I don't even remember. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh man. I've just never been on the Hughes bandwagon. That's the big thing. I just... I don't know. I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I feel like I should just go Cleary, because that was my original game plan, was doing that trade to King Tongia. Like, I was always getting Cleary back, and a lot of people either traded him out when I did and were going to get him back after the buys. Some people were holding him. They held him the first couple of games off, and then they're going to play him these 2 games and then get rid of him. I don't really understand that. I feel like if you held him for the last 2 games he didn't play, then he has 2 really good matchups. I feel like just hold him for the rest of the Origin period. I know then he misses another 2 games, but you already missed him for those 2 games, and he could back up in against the Warriors. You never know what's going to happen there. Fuck, I don't know. I don't know. Just in round 15, so the second major bye. Yeah, that's why the Storm don't even play it, so I'm not even that fussed on getting the Storm for getting Hughes. Obviously, they play the third major bye, but in reality, I'm going to be captaining or vice-captaining Pappenhausen over Jerome Hughes. So it's not even that important to get Hughes in, if I'm honest. Like, he could go big, yes, but I'm not going to vice-captain or captain, so it's not... I don't think it's worth it. Now, the question remains, is it better to go like a Zach Lomax, Lehigh, Hopewade, or getting in Cleary? And I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Because again, Cleary has... I mean, against the Eels this week. Against the Eels. Now, there's a bit of talk that Moses had a bit of a niggle after Origin. If Moses was out, then I think without a fucking doubt, I would get in Cleary instead of going Zach Lomax if Moses is out. If Moses is in, then I'm still very tempted by Lomax. And then round 14, Penrith have the Tigers at CommBank. Oh, I wish I had a boost. I wish I had a boost left. Oh, I wish I had a boost so damn bad, bro. And I wish I didn't get in fucking Tom Trbojevic last week. Because the other thing I forgot to mention, the only other bit of like info we've got with Trbojevic is that apparently there is some sort of, there is a little bit more than just a cork. I don't even remember what it was called. It's some fucking muscle issue where the cork is. So that he could very well miss next week as well, which, oh my word, dude. If he does, he does. What can you say? What can you say? I'm honestly, I'm so torn. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. One thing I'm going to forego Lehigh Hopewade, I think. As much as I like Lehigh, I would love to get him. I actually think I do like him. But against the Broncos this week, against the Knights at McDonald Jones Stadium, it's not the best. And then taking on the Titans, I mean, granted, against the Titans, if he's playing fullback, that's great. If he's on the wing, it's still great. If Tommy's fit, he could score a bulk try. So I don't know. I'm so torn. I'm so torn on what to do. The problem is I don't have like a definitive, like, my heart's telling me this. Like, it's all over the shop. They're both great. Either going Lomax or Cleary. Obviously, again, if I need to do that, I'd have to get rid of Horsburgh instead of Lockie Hubner, though. This way, I guess if I do it like this, I could go Jenkins. To Lehigh. Is that worth it? I don't know. Before we waste too much time just going back and forth, let us have a look at vice captain captains. So, I think without doubt, Gold Coast, Melbourne, vice captain. It's got to be Pappenhausen. Pappenhausen vice captain. I think you can't go past the Pappenhausen vice captain. Let's be real. Then Cowboys, Tigers. So obviously in the past, these two teams have dished up some very, very big scores. Drinkwater has been on the end of some of those big scores. The question remains: do you take the gamble on Drinky, or do you just play it safe? I've got it here at the moment. Terrell May is captain. at least this week it should be a nice easy one, because I got to be honest, there's no one else that I'm even. I guess if you brought in Cleary, against Para, you could definitely throw the captaincy on him. Could be a high scoring game, that one. So Cleary is the only other guy that, for me, I mean, if you got Tedesco also a good captaincy, but for me it's only really Pappenhausen, and then taking the punt on Drinky or playing it safe with Terrell May. And then if I bought in Cleary, I guess also taking a bit of a punt on Cleary, because I mean, at the end of the day, Cleary, that's the thing about Cleary. In my head, I'm like, Cleary is like, you sort of have to bring him in. Let's have a look at the the most traded in. Yeah, it's Keon all across the park. Kyle McCarthy. Yeah, I get the McCarthy play. For me, I don't need to do it. It's just not. It's not necessary. It's not necessary for me this week, so I don't need to do it. Ewan Aiken. So I've seen a bit about Ewan Aiken. A few people have been talking him up. I like it. I don't mind it, but I'm personally not going to do it. He's 534k. He is dual centre wing Turaf, which is nice. If you could slot him in and switch around with Dylan Lucas. 19 break even. Obviously, he's going to go up in price. I mean, he's been good. He has been good. 74, 13 against the Doggies. He obviously got sin bin. That was a bit of a, that's a bit of an anomaly. 64, 43, 66, 87. Like, he has been pretty damn good. It's just, I mean, for me, Kalamatangi is like a must. Ewan Aiken. Again, I'd rather go Cleary or a high upside centre wing over Ewan Aiken as well, I guess. Play 13. You could, I mean, he's not necessarily going to go up that much this week, so, you could still look to potentially get him next week. Obviously, not ideal, but have another look. Bring him in for 14, 15, 16, 17... 18, just misses 19. It is a good run. The Rabbitohs do have a very good run coming up, but I don't know. For me personally, it doesn't really fit. It just doesn't fit, honestly. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd probably rather have Ewan Aiken than Corey Horsburgh at this point, but yeah, I think that's fine. So the vice captain is pretty much locked and loaded. It's just a matter of what I'm doing, and I'm still, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I was going to look at Cleary. That's right. I was going to look at Cleary to see, because the points have been, even in games where the Penrith have scored well, Cleary has still had like pretty under par games for his sake. 68, 80, 2, you'll love that. 94, 58, 116 was when everyone was like, okay, we've got to start captaining Cleary again. Then he got fucking 54 against Manly. Then he went huge, of course, against the Broncos. And then he got 77 points against the Cowboys when they scored fucking, what was it, 30 all? He had a bunch of goals, but like, I guess no real big attacking stats. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess Penrith have had a pretty tough run, you would say. Sharks, Roosters, Melbourne, Cowboys. I mean, Cowboys are up and down. Dolphins, not the best. Roosters again. Manly, Broncos. Then they come into Para West. Again, like, because let's say you bring him in this week. He plays 2 games. Let's just say for simplicity, he does not back up. So he misses 15 and 16, misses 2 games, then he plays 17, misses 18, and then, I don't know. He might play 19, he might not. I think he probably would, but you never know. You never know. He might. So he might miss 3 games out of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 out of 5. Well, no, it's like... It's 3 out of 7. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm fucking confused. I'm confused. It doesn't matter. I still think Cleary is a good trade in this week. I know it's like really against the pack because everyone either held him or they traded him out to bring him back after Origin, or they're going to trade him out after these 2 weeks. I don't really get that. Oh, what am I doing? I don't know. I don't know. You know what it might come down to? No, you know what? I don't think I'm going to captain Cleary, though. So again, if I'm not going to captain Cleary... Oh... But then he plays early. No, he doesn't. He plays late in that one as well. Like round 14... I mean, again, Pappenhausen, Amy Parkins, the Cowboys. He's a lock and load vice captain. And then you could captain Terrell May or Nathan Cleary. Or Payne Haas against the Titans. I'm stuck. I'm stuck as hell, dude. I'm very stuck. This is why I wanted a little bit of carnage. I wanted a couple of players out so it made my decision easier, but everyone's backing up. So it's like, now it's like everyone's on offer. I don't know. I might prefer Lomax over Cleary because I actually do think Lomax... I think Lomax is almost a must-have. Not this week. You can wait 2 weeks for Lomax, but he could skyrocket in price. That's the concern. So he's 730k, still at a good price, 43 break-even against Penrith, but Penrith's edge defense has been fucking dreadful. Goal kicking, Moses hopefully still playing. He's been really, really good without scoring tries. He's gone on a bit of a run lately, but the base is fucking abnormal. 13-14, tough matchups. Then he misses 15 anyway with the Origin, but then in the backup against Gold Coast and then Dragons, I feel like he is genuinely a must-have in round 16. Now, obviously, anything can happen, and he might not back up in 16, but just from the get, I think he's a must-have in round 16. Gold Coast, he could fucking go crazy. And then the Dragons playing against his old club, I'm sure the Dragons are going to try to bash him, but Lomax he's a bit too good for that, and he takes 25 carries. He's going to take fucking 35 against the Dragons. He's going to go fucking crazy. So you're getting in, I think, a top 2 centre winger now. The big question... Okay, so if I bring in Lomax this week, the big question mark then, what do I do with Metcalf? Because if I'm not trading Metcalf to Cleary this week, then I'm not getting on Cleary next week. That's silly. It's silly to get on Cleary next week with him then missing another 2 games. So you just wait. You could still go on Jerome Hughes next week. They obviously have a good matchup. They don't play the second bye, but then they've got a good draw to the third major bye. It's just the big thing is you're not gonna hold Metcalf because he doesn't play the major buys, so it's a bit, and he plays the Sharkies in round. Oh my god. Supercoach, please. He plays the Sharks in... Yeah, you know what? I think trading Metcalf this week is the play, just because of but they take on the Rabbitohs. Dude, I'm so fucking twisted up. You know what? I'm going to wrap this up. It comes down to either if I'm going to go a centre wing in Lomax or go back to Cleary this week. Obviously, if I do that, then I'm going to have to trade out Horsburgh instead of Hubner, which I don't hate doing. I don't necessarily hate the idea of doing that. Obviously, it's not ideal, but I mean, it does make it a little bit easier in the long run. So, yeah, do that. We just have to decide. I mean, there's still the temptation. We could just do the Hubner, Kalamatangi, and then we could just illustrate Jenkins to Lehigh. You don't have to trade him, but I do think Jenkins is a trade out this week. Like 80 break even. I don't love it. He could score a couple of tries, but he's playing outside of fucking Casey McLean. I don't know. If something happens and we get word that he's not going to be on the wing or whatever, then maybe you could hold him. But that's that for now. I gotta fucking sleep on it and work out what I'm going to do. So look at most traded in. Okay, so not in my team. It doesn't obviously have Kalamatangi. So Lehigh is obviously up there. Ewan Aiken, Kyle McCarthy, downgrade option. Ezra Mam, people are going. And then Zach Lomax. So Lomax people are bringing him in. I'd say in like the top percent, people are going him. And I really do like it. It's just, it might be smarter to go Cleary this week. Just with the Metcalf situation. Like, I don't know. We'll have a think about it. Obviously, Horsburgh, Jenkins, Smith, Nicholas Hines. People are trading out Trebojevic. I mean, I feel like if you held him, you gotta give him at least a week to see if he's playing the second bye, right? Like, boy oh boy. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. For now, I'm happy with how it stands. I just have to make the decision, which is fucking just gnawing at me. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. Hopefully you have a nice bounce back week. I mean, we didn't have a bad week in the bye, but obviously not what we loved. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Make sure you guys like and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.